where feed your cover, dear best entertainment show. I don't know, best entertainment show. Do you see a pram to bro? Best entertainment show. Feed your cover, best entertainment show. Dear be now no da. Dear best entertainment show on OKFM 101.7. Kwame Kansani, Mr. Halifax. Say oh mommy.
You are welcome to Best Entertainment Show with your host Halifax Addo on OK 101.7 FM.
Time now for jubilation. Oh God, I wish I had an answer. Causing sweet flow, our spirits will grow. We're sitting down, that's every day. And then behind the wall, the smiling sun stores. The people all know the reason why we still grow. So brothers, be jamming, yes, be jamming, yeah. We'll be jamming till they hiding, oppress them and running. Whilst we jumping, yeah. We'll be jamming today. So say it's love from Rasta. In Ghana, we're stopping all the suffering. In Ghana, I say it's love from Africa. In Ghana, Jaja seals and signs and delivers.
Yes, he seals and signs and delivers.
You are welcome to Best Entertainment Show with your host Halifax Addo on OK 101.7 FM.
I've heard, this feeling makes me feel so strong that I don't even know just what to do. Yes, I really know now. I really got to get this straight. Yeah, I know my feelings are serious. We are going stop non-stop. So brothers, be rising and be jamming. Yeah. We'll be jamming till they hiding, oppress them and running. Once we jumping, we'll be jamming today. So say it's no from last time. In Ghana, we're stopping all the suffering. In Ghana, I say it's no from Africa. In Ghana, Jaja seals and signs and delivers. Yeah.
Yes, he seals and signs and delivers.
Oh yeah, oh, right on top of Mount Zion, with gladness
You are welcome to Best Entertainment Show with your host Halifax Addo on OK 101.7 FM.
So I can sing a song for Africa with honesty. The people should know. I say you will go right to the east, spread out to the west, spread out to the north, brother. Go right to the south, over to the east, over to the west, over to the north, brother. Over to the south to tell you. I know you feel I'm feeling right now. So you know I feel it. The trumpet sound will gather us. The world
You are welcome to Best Entertainment Show with your host Halifax Addo on OK 101.7 FM.
in myself, yeah. You're taking this down, you'll take this up. But what will be must be, yeah. 'Cause righteousness will prevail. In this no best no delay. 'Cause I want to know, 'cause I wanna be sure.
Sure.
But how can I be sure?
Honestly, for the first time, Dan Kweku Yeboah himself is in my studio as a co-producer. Now, Dentia and Dan Kweku Yeboah say, "Over me co-producer no yebehwe." The indefatigable sports presenter himself. Onona mam penyin nana Addo Dan Kweku to me Bonnie Dean say, "Na brother, mo akwaba.
Mejo zuminu.
Nyame shirawo.
Medasi.
My adwumai afi mi nsane fane and nepa na we me producer.
Okay.
Now we frɛ me say me partner members are arrive. Na ene ba no say brother.
Yesi wu say preko etu kwan. Na kokoti kura ne baga. Enye se odi no boy ni nua no.
Na but de bia ye be hu no sa na enepe.
Oh, there be say kwan ye nje ni mprenu. Aji obi ani tie wu na o che no kwan mprenu.
Aden o kire obi kwan.
Me kire o guest no kwan.
Na say next time say guest from so be.
Guest from ba no o pe kwan ya message.
Brother, yeah, that's it. Yeah, sure. That is Dan Kweku Yeboah. And it is on that note that I welcome you to today's edition of the Best Entertainment Show on OK 101.7 FM. My name is Halifax Addo. Me papa misasro nyamepa. Ne papa osro nyamepa. That sounds like the musicians and the way they rhyme and they do their things. So no need to waste any time. The man himself is seated. My guest is seated. My two panel members are seated. It is a show proudly sponsored by Vodafone. Vodafone further together. This man, I was going through my phone trying to get a particular picture, but still means Sankai. I believe I'll get it. We took that picture sometime 2004. Somewhere around there, Woodome Estates. Nah, or your rehearsals be. And I wanted to compare his face then and his face now. But I didn't have gray hair. Now I have gray. Before I welcome him and open his mic, let me welcome my two panel members. Rocky on time country, sir. In the more I'm see
on
time.
There be
Safo, more cover.
Mejo Sumini.
Bacho Boko dear.
BBI Boko.
Okay, answer na me call Rocky so crowd and I'm also more like
Taste of Ghana.
Taste of Ghana.
Yeah.
Who are you tasting in Ghana?
We are tasting Ghana. Everything about Ghana.
Everybody in Ghana will be tasted. Everybody in Ghana will get tasted. No. It is Ghanaians that make up Ghana.
Yes.
So when you are tasting Ghana, you need to sample and taste the Ghanaians. Why are you going to taste the building?
Answer a question we will probably answer.
Hey, now so now we say a taste of Ghana.
I go when you choose class or baby question. Over pause what dream will be
taste to know. I say, sampling every aspect of Ghana.
Exactly.
So culture, food, music.
Oh,
just
say what participated this program?
No, me last year I was there for it.
Oh, okay.
Concert,
Yeah. Okay.
Taste of Ghana just say ufi baby na oba omaisua. Oba just say Diana ewo omenya wo connect with her. Ebema wo ufi hanumu na uko ukruma. Ema who say oba Ghana.
Good.
And then say the people of Ghana are the most important.
Good. So they should get tested.
Yeah.
Be careful. It's a warning.
Which side? Which side? So what should you so we can say people now. Just say Niema Bebre. Divisions Niema Bebre or why also
yeah, that is sister baby.
It's a warning to your interview. Be careful and be attentive.
Yes.
Once you see, I know be say, what's he saying?
Exactly.
Some few seconds video adjust it.
Exactly.
So for these things you've been doing to my guests, is that are you for me or you are against me?
Oh, he that is not against you is for you.
So it's every time I want to ask a question and you caution my guests, be careful, it's a trap. I mean, what type of impression are you creating?
Yo, I like you, so I don't want your guests to be trapped.
And these days, you as a guest, you always have to be careful because it's only one headline of something you didn't say. and then it will become a problem. So
Yes.
for me, anything that is controversial, I try to avoid
avoid
it.
it.
Yes.
But this man makes guests cry. Me can cry, my kind not less than 10. Nipa betina dem hesu
Hey.
because of questions.
Hey, Asemuni. Okay.
Safo,
Halifax. In the taste of Ghana,
if you
no.
won't talk about taste of
Taste
Ghana,
of Ghana,
let
no.
me introduce my pretty.
Taste of Ghana, ene ye luncheon ene ewo conference center.
Accra International Conference Center
Yeah.
from
5
to 7:30 p.m.
exactly. Yeah.
You mean real 5 p.m.?
Oh yeah, real 5 p.m.
The one we studied in school?
Yes.
Not a Ghanaian 5 p.m.
No.
And now you mean 5:30?
No. 5 p.m. 5 p.m. But Halifax, we a program bi at send ya Rocky echirechire mono. Artists, Ghanaian your friends saying creative people, brace yourself, come and see what the whole program is about. Now mo prepare so that you can participate and benefit from it.
Okay, so I'll be there for you tonight this evening, 5 p.m. to 7:30 at Accra International Conference Center. Taste of Ghana 2022 event launch. Hashtag #IRepGH.
Yes.
It is happening, but it says strictly by invitation.
Yes, strictly by invitation, but the invitation card, so no, you will get it. Yes.
Okay,
Once you
so
introduce
that is
yourself.
Socrates Safo from the National Commission on Culture, and he's a veteran movie producer. These days, he doesn't, really invest in movies anymore. One of his most popular movies was called Hot
Halifax,
Fork, as in F-O-R-K. My other panel member, that is how he is. He didn't want me to talk about the movie. It's called Hot Fork, F-O-R-K. Safo, when are we having part 2 of your Hot Fork?
Jose,
Hot Fork, it was a good movie, wasn't it?
yes.
Nah, if the Hot Fork is good, we need a second Hot Fork.
Yeah, the fork will be cold.
Cold Fork.
Yes.
In this cold weather.
Yes.
Stop that. And this is the beautiful, adorable, she's a media personality, very beautiful, a woman with enough body, succulent skin, fresh and juicy lips. We call her JJ. First time on my show. Jay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Halifax.
Na Jay, yeah, sure, I said, now watching penny paper, idea. I do have it. I see. And what do we call this hairstyle?
It's just a normal ponytail.
Normal ponytail. But ponytail is the long one at your back, but the one on your head. Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Halifax,
Safo.
Sanu,
Nana Kafra.
Sanu,
Well, I son.
Sanu.
So this thing, is it removable?
Oh, sure. It's just a weave on, so you just take it off.
So when you are going to bed, you put it somewhere?
Halifax, let's go.
No, I want to learn. I mean, it's part of entertainment.
Oh.
It's true. This is the hairstyle. So you're.
Oh, you can take it off. You can take it off.
So
It's
if
just
there is,
removable
so
if you
if
want to.
if God forbid somebody provokes you and there is a fight, the person can actually pull off your hair by the
Manchichiri
root.
Mupa, so he can pull it off.
This man has become a global icon, and I is somebody I need to be careful in interviewing. We need to protect our own and project them. When I read his profile, he has so many things to talk about his career that I said, "Well, sure, yeah, wouldn't be any personal questions, yeah," because I mean it's a whole library. I was reading and couldn't even finish reading. Aside as I have my own personal questions for him, but let's see how it would go. Once in a while, he puts us under pressure. 2016, we're all under pressure. The Grammy is coming, and some of us nearly had heartache. And then I think 2019 again, that one we're so damn sure it's coming home. I'm sure next time it's gonna come home. But I say, yeah, you're supporting no. And the pressure better yes with the and I wonder the pressure he himself goes through. But I want to prove to you he does something beyond reggae music. He doesn't do just reggae. People reggae music. I say, he's not just a reggae musician. He's a musician, an all-round person. He fuses it with some high life. Sometimes he does some pure high life. Listen to this one. It's part of his newest collection. And then we start the interview. Proper by asking him how many years he has kept his dreadlocks. Enjoy this one. 101.7. And I love the comments I'm receiving already. So Chris Kotai says, wow, this is different from what I know of the man Rocky Davoni. He should do more of this one. Emmanuel Osejan says, wow, this is pure high life. Piaga is watching us from Achim Asafo and is also enjoying this particular one. Opoku Francis says, nice one. Osejan says, the man is a legend, Rocky in the house. Sometimes it is we, the presenters and DJs, that, create the problems. This one is he made this song with a Ghanaian focus. In fact, Rocky, welcome to my show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for this one.
Thank you.
We Ede. Obiati Asia.
So with and just say, even from my previous 2016, my album they nominated for Grammy. It was a fusion of styles. It was a high life Afro beat in your so, but sometimes Obia and Adrian say me a reggae musician. Enti makasa kasa Obi enti. So, and there's all these. I've been doing this since the beginning of my career. My sound is called Afro Roots. Ushe Wikipedia kura now share my profiler. Almost the music I play is Afro Roots, which is a combination of reggae music, high life music, Afrobeat, and then global sounds. And this is the approach. So, ma mitimi expanding my audience. Abrochini amani nyina. Enti this is the inspirational make actually even a lot of our musicians and say so we shall see styles be or why be influential, but the only way with me Eddie just say one kasa wo style Eddie any wo brand Eddie akofa no, you have to include and where you are from, who you are, your identity. I will say no ewo enyum na me so ye wo me wa ha say the time I was growing up, Nana Kwame Ampedu, Nomo Ampofweje. I mean, these were the people that were my first inspirations before I even discovered Bob Marley.
Wow.
So, enti, just say, open me deeper style, a fusion of, high life music, reggae music, any new styles be I've been privileged to be exposed to during my journey and my rise as a musician. Enti, we say, just Ghana for say, even the recent nomination these type of songs, and a year so popular around the world are a lead to that acclaim. Until we have to appreciate, preserve what we have. The foundational fathers are foundation modern musicians. Now modern musicians coming even current generation and the generation before me. I will say making sure we don't forget their memories. I mean, A.B. Crinsell passed on recently. Where is the museum of high life music? Where is the museum? A musical form that has inspired even Fela.
Yeah.
And every, Sonny Ade, Ebenezer Obey, all of these people that even started the first strong African push into the world was inspired by Ghanaian music. So when I will say, you share sadie, asuma make him say you share because Jamaica right now, UNESCO has made reggae music. It's a cultural tradition which is part of the foundation of the sound of the world.
I see.
Another foundation of the sound of the world, when you take reggae music out, is high life music.
Really?
And you're making sure that high life music will be enshrined into as a monument of contribution to the arts of the whole world.
Just as UNESCO has done for
reggae music.
If we push high life,
we have to push
high life
on Bejiatum. Now, meaning say, I have had several meetings myself with officials from UNESCO, and I know that there are so many people prepared to make this happen. And I'm also appealing to our institutions, our leaders in this sector, that let's put a concerted effort and push for this, because and yes sir, one day you to say even in Europe there's upcoming white bands who play even pure high life.
Really?
Yes.
White bands?
White American bands who are playing pure
High
high life.
life.
Pure high life. So if we don't take time, by let's say 2-3 years, what they will do, that they will rebrand the name. It will be the same sound. No man money din for.
No, we can say more originating.
More originating, because yen ade nyame hyira no yang yen tum say e hyira. And a giant uja in Shiraswa. So be babefa. I say in the Bible, when the blessing was for one person, and then the father was blind, and then the other received it. So and we should for me, I feel that I speak not for myself. I speak for something that should be important for all of us, because right now we are all here as to hold what is a gift for us for coming generations. So if we have the opportunity to preserve and also etch something that has been created, that is a cornerstone of our musical style, that has been influential around the world, why don't we claim it? And also let the whole world come to Ghana, travel to Ghana, just to be able to experience the authenticity of a sound that has influenced the whole of the world.
Interesting. You are hearing this from Rocky Damuni, a man who has seen it all, done it all, has been nominated for the Grammy twice. He has played on stage with the world best, the Steve Wonders, the John Legends, the Ozomatis of the world, and he's telling us that, hey man, let us go back to our indigenous Ghanaian authentic high life music. Say, and never to me a project say, send Jamaica for one jai reggae, boom sa, and then UNESCO Giatum say a global music from Jamaica. And so believes it's a high life, sir. It is going to take us far. So this one is from your recent one. This one.
It's from my recent
Voice
one,
of Bom Bom.
The Voice of Bom Bom. And then there's also another song that is called My Baby, on the song too, which is also the influence of bands like Wulome. So apart from high life music, so there were a lot of bands fusion, almost traditional music. And the bands say Wulome ni Jaje Loy Numu. Just say what they did was that they took the Ga sound, the coastal sound, so they contemporized it. So and he say all of these things are around. So ye jaya. Just obiba be fan just say we're popularizing and now wakase enidia. So when he said the whole thing about Voice of Bom Bom was that I was trying to make a statement, say we need to step into the indigenous riches that we have, because if you don't look, culture is value of people, and sometimes culture is also something that has been R&D or research and developed hundreds of years by our people. So the value of that is, you cannot even put dollar signs or anything to it. It's heritage.
It's priceless.
It's priceless. So for me, I feel that I constantly have to, and I don't have to talk about it, because when I talk about it, it's something in the air. But if you can listen to it and see how you can take some of these sounds
and tap into
it, make it global, then people can see. And the song like Baby is my influence of the Ghana music when I was growing up, because when I attended Services Primary in Michelle Camp, we had a cultural part of our education. So I was part of the cultural group. And I learned like all the dances, all the drumming patterns of the different parts of Ghana. And so now as a musician, I'm finding out that even my innovation, I have to go all the way to that time, that education that I got. That is what is even helping me to redefine myself as an artist, to move forward, because people hear my sound and everybody, musicians are calling me from this, like, where did this sound come from? Where I'm just like, it's traditional, but I had to use my perspective and experience and ability to refresh how these sounds are looked at. So that
Rocky, are you saying that what we all learned in school, basic school, the normal cultural dances, cultural songs, our history, you are tapping into that too?
I'm tapping into that every day
The
because
things many people do not value today. We say with the move, we see a time now,
Yeah,
drumming and dancing.
yeah.
And now
it's one of the most important things we have because, I'm telling you, I've gotten 2 Grammy nominations. So if even nobody believes what I say, at least
testimony is there.
At least the testimony is there. To show you why an independent artist like myself can break the mold and get nominations without a big, huge machinery around me. It is my sound. It is the uniqueness of what I offer. And I'm sharing the secret. A lot of times everybody will say, Rocky, you should, when you go on radio, relax about how much of yourself you give. Why don't you do a forum and charge people and all of that kind of stuff? I'm like, you know what? The gifts that I was given were free. God gave me the gifts. So if I start monetizing a gift that has taken a boy from the shores of Ghana with just a dream and a conviction to be on the stages of some of the greatest artists that I have always admired. Sometimes I pinch myself. I was with Stevie Wonder one day at the Hollywood Bowl when we played together, and I was with him backstage, and I was holding my skin.
Is this real?
Trying to make sure that I was actually present there. And I told Stevie that thing, and Stevie started laughing. It's like, you actually here, So it shows you that if you steep yourself in your origins and you appreciate your God-given culture, talents, the food. We're talking of Taste of Ghana. Taste of Ghana is not fried rice when it comes to our food. Taste of Ghana is all our traditional foods. You go, the Ghanaians have your food. You go to Ashanti region, there's the traditional foods, even deeper traditional food that people don't know. You go to the northern, there's all of it. Why don't the modern Ghanaian chefs take all these traditional foods and rebrand it in a way that is contemporary? You see, that's how you create innovation within your own environment and something that nobody can duplicate. Nobody can make akple more than my brothers in the Volta region. Nobody can make tuozafi more than my sisters in the northern region. So if we are doing tuozafi and then we're also presenting it in different ways and the service and then and then we have great photographers who are taking photos of this and presenting it as a cuisine that you can experience in different parts. People will travel just because of culinary cuisine. And then you go to the music, the traditions, the clothing, Batakari. I remember the time that when even our leaders used to wear Batakari. All of a sudden, the Batakari business, you couldn't even buy it in the north. You go and it says, finish.
Yeah.
It transformed the industry. It brought
local
wealth, it brought
economy.
jobs, it brought a whole thing. So all I'm saying is that we are out there looking for something that we already have. So we should bond together, love each other, elevate each other. Because without each other, we only leave fishes for people to exploit, who sometimes come as friends, but in the long run, they're not in the interest of what we call Ghana.
Well, his name was Rocky Dawuni, 2-time Grammy nominee, and inshallah, he's going to grab it sooner than later. Let me put it more bluntly. He's a refined man. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. That is all what he's trying to tell us, that you have the stuff here, and you are chasing after a mirage, where wild goose chase. You can't be more Catholic than the Pope. Let me play another one from his voice of Bum Bum Volume 1. Which is also very indigenous. It is called My Baby. Enjoy this one, and then we go back to Rocky. Growing up, services. It's too good for me to interrupt the flow. But I've got to do my job. Na yes, a person yanko gram, a person yanko gram. Nyum we album we are ya Rocky called Grammy. Rocky released this Ghana-focused EP, Voice of Bum Bum Volume 1, which was nominated for the Best Global Music Album for the 2022 Grammy Awards. And the 2 songs I've played so far are from the same album. Now, he's been so generous, he's put the blueprint out or the trade secret to just follow. So those who say, Rocky is not holding our hands to show us the way, He's teaching you how to fish rather than just putting fish in your mouth. Now, interestingly, some of the videos were shot right here in Ghana. Yeah, Jamestown, here, so up north. So when I say high life, yeah, did him say a criminal? I don't know Grammy. I don't want to sing somebody's song and say me a comparison. Yeah, Nama Somus flap, Namu free. Ring one I say that Mr. Dean who can part to be so back up to attend Jamaica.
Come on, my baby, oh. Come on, my baby, oh.
And listen to me, this is not an amateur musician by any standard or shred of imagination. He is a global icon. He's playing all the big stages. I mean, for the records, I'm on Grammy, I've heard not twice. Now, I say we, and now a bit projected yen. Because you can't be more Catholic than the Pope. Ube ya oh boy, or kind rosary back my hair Mary. I mean, I yes, I answer. What do you have in a okay? Ya no me.
Mama, will you still love me, oh, if I don't talk your papa?
Na what the percussions no betrayum heavy percussions minim nyinadi Rocky.
Yes.
Na Sawusha ulomo omo ba kun bia omo nan no mo de bo.
That's the gome.
That's the gome.
Yeah, so instead of using a bass, I use the gome.
Whoa.
So into the approach, they say, once you use the indigenous instruments, all a matter of how you mix it. You see, because the gome plays the role of a bass, but sometimes when people are mixing, they will mix it low. So you have to mix, you have to have the low ends at the same time, you have to have the high ends so that it plays the role of a bass. Into Osha, it's just going a thump, you know, but it's playing the role of a bass, and then the drums and everything is complementing it. Into a modern mixer.
And I can hear the strings.
Yeah. The guitars and everything, and then the backing vocal, and it's call and response. So they say exactly into so Osha, I sang in pidgin. So, but if you go to the, let's say the Wulome also use some pidgin sometimes and all of that. So the thing is that you have to also use sometimes language that
can reach a global audience.
Yeah, can reach a global audience. But your sound, I mean, everybody's trying to speak patois. Whenever people come and they speak, they think I speak patois. And I was like, I don't speak patois, I speak pidgin. It's like, I'm from here, I'm from Ghana. I mean, you're Jamaican. And you can't patois now. And I've never branded myself as a Jamaicans want to be African. Bob Marley wanted to be African. Everybody wanted to be African. So if you are the African and everybody wants to be like you are trying to be a second-rate aspect of who you are, then you are missing the point. So we have to hold things that are important. Although Pidgin is a relic of a colonial language, but it's also the language that I feel that transforms us in terms of connection, because
it's become the lingua franca that everybody relates to.
So everybody who doesn't even speak English can understand Pidgin. And you have to speak in something that is unique, something that is you, something that you feel that it allows you the power of expression.
Okay, so this voice of Bum Bum, where can we get it? The messages are coming.
It's everywhere.
Almost your Monty.
I mean, my publicist is right here.
Halifax, that this is my first time.
JJ.
Yes, Halifax.
Who's
No, I was actually even asking him the first one. Said, is that you?
The thing is that...
Yeah, because I was like, this is good. But I don't know him, so I told you this kind of stuff.
His publicist is one of the best in this country.
Yes.
Trust me. And he does it with passion. But as I said earlier, a presenters, no. Any you be promoting your money. Because once I put out your flyer, say, oh, the reggae musician. I say, but why are you limiting this man to reggae musician? I mean, so it's ordinarily they want to go back to in Ghana,
which is okay. But the thing is, every musician is not one way. So if even you look at musicians, you go through evolution. So even some of the artists on best start you are not playing. Me see. Take your time, let the artist grow. Because sometimes the first album you put out, the first few albums are the things that you are totally like following immediately. And then afterwards you become comfortable in your skin, and then you start bringing out
the real you.
And sometimes you have to give people the time to evolve. So I like also not to judge any music, any musician, or have even an opinion about a musician's sound.
Okay.
Because you might be nipping the bud earlier than the person's potential and you don't even know it. And I feel that same way that people were patient enough for my evolution as an artist till when I put out the album Book of Changes, which really started changing things for me, because I came and did the Book of Changes is actually the album that started all of this stuff, because it was the first album that I fused traditional. I came and worked with cultural troops here. And when I released that album, immediately EA videos, American television, and everybody started calling me. That's Wake the Town was on one of the first FIFA video games. What's it called? Afro Roots Vibration became a fan favorite of even the members of the Wailers were calling me about that sound. They were like, how this sound is African but it's contemporary and it's forward looking and it's songwriter driven. How did you do that? So I'm just trying to say that, at this stage in my career, there's nothing more to hide. I feel that I just need to let people know, share with people, so that people, everybody that's listening to, can utilize it, And, I've had this conversation with a lot of our musicians. Some of them have listened and they are following the blueprint, and God bless them, and they are making headway, and people don't even know that is what is giving them the headway. Yes.
Rocky, Voice of Bum Bum. Bum Bum, is it not a town somewhere up north? Or I'm wrong?
Yes, that's my hometown.
That's your hometown?
That's my hometown, and that's my older brother is the chief of Bum Bum.
So you're a royal?
Well, the thing is that everybody calls themselves royals.
No, what's your brother?
So I like not to, because then it's self-serving. I feel like when you try to constantly talk about how special you are, we are all special in our capacities in different ways. So, and the thing that we have to recognize that to whom much is given, much is expected. And sometimes when you come from that role, it's a position of responsibility. So you don't have to use it to self-serve. So I like not to even tell you. I don't tell people I'm from the chief's house.
I didn't say tell us. I asked. Your brother. You are not telling us. I'm the one asking.
You have said it.
So your brother is the chief of
Bum Bum, yes.
Bum Bum.
Yes.
Tell me about this beautiful town.
Well, Bum Bum is an amazingly incredible town that is only 19 miles from Yendi. The town, my family has been the line of chiefs, since the origins of Bum Bum. So from my grandfather, my uncles, and then my father was the last born of his family. So he knew that the chieftaincy was never coming his line because he had older brothers. So he moved and came to, the south, joined the Ghana military, and served.
So you be soldier picking true?
Yeah, soldier picking. Yeah. Michelle Camp. I was born in Michelle Camp.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I schooled at Services Primary. The first time I even knew, anytime I came to Accra, I was like almost getting lost because I was like barracks boy. I lived in a little kind of crucible, and that was, the time that, so much was happening, even with, the Ghanaian military, the early times of, Jerry Rawlings. And I was a little boy in the barracks when the first Jerry Rawlings coup happened, and the other ranks who I knew, most of them were rounding up the higher ranks in the army, like all of these turmoil, and then the barracks was given. I was right in the middle of it, and then there was ultimatum, even barracks at one point, the keys to the armory was missing during the time of the coup, and there was like jets flying, giving like ultimatum for the keys to be handed, or else the barracks would be bombed. So all of us were told to run into the gutters immediately, like, and till all of this was. So I was in the thick of all of the tension that was going on, and then obviously the Rawlings era, in the barracks, I grew up. So my father, afterwards, when he left the army, after he'd done so many tours in terms of the Middle East, part of the UN peacekeeping forces in Egypt, Israel. He went about, I think, 2 tours there. And then he came back and when he finished, he eventually, his people called him and like, you're the elder now, so you have to come, now, it's like your turn to be the chief. So my father then moved back, but even in between that time, we were mostly going to the village all the time. We were in the town. I went to Tamale Secondary School, that early part. And then after Form 5, then I came to New Job in Koforidua, where my father had actually moved after he left the military barracks. So we lived in Koforidua, but then he moved and went into to the north. And then after my father passed on, then my older brother, because the oldest son becomes the line. And then my older brother now, who is went to the University of Ghana. He's a trained, degree holder, geologist, chemist, all of that stuff. He's now the chief. So he's bringing a lot of amazingly progressive ideas to the concept of the chieftaincy and, libraries, roads, education, environmental awareness, all of these things that are, kind of cutting edge and important to creative fundamental development in places. He's implementing all of those, and then I'm also very engaged with the place.
The next time I go to Tamale, if it's just 20 minutes from Yendi, it shouldn't be a difficult thing for me to 45.
Yeah.
Oh, even while we do well from Yendi, how much more can we drive?
Yeah, we were there to film. One of the reggae tracks that's on the album called Beautiful People on the new Voice of Bumbon. So we filmed Voice of Bumbon actually. So this was the trick. So the song was a reggae song on the album. So what I did was that I went and filmed indigenous lifestyle to use that as the imagery for the reggae. So a lot of my friends too in Jamaica and everybody was like, whoa, this is like, are those traditional kings? Is that African? So all of a sudden, so teacher say, the sound no munim, but the imagery no omu be that. So that's the way that I kind of use blended changing nema, all around just to bring people's perspective. So all of a sudden, I got like a lot of the support too from them, even when it came to the Grammys and all of that kind of stuff. You have a slew of artists from, all of the diaspora who are supporting me because of what they see that I'm trying to use music that not only to serve myself, to be on the, in the spotlight or the limelight, but also trying to use it to change the fundamental mindset about culture, not only within Ghana, but also within the diaspora.
Interesting. I don't know what is happening. All these soldier pickings end up in entertainment. So, for example, Farmhouse, Ivan Kwashiga.
Yeah.
Ibi soldier picking.
Yes, that's Courage Kwashigan's son.
Courage Kwashigan's son.
Yeah.
Chairman Kwame Sefakan. Ibi soldier picking.
Yes.
Kwame be soldier picking.
Ibi soldier picking. Tressa was was semi edin wa.
Say so barracks boys there. So say na I say normal kakra.
I say. JJ. Rocky for you, Bremu kakra sana yentua. So I have one more aspect here, but
oh, well, listening to his new song, I think it's a nice one. He should keep doing it. I mean, giving us more of that than the I kept asking him if it was you, and then he was like, yeah. And I feel the song is sweet. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, and I was telling him if he thinks that people are not taking him for like helping him out with the new ones like that, now he should take advantage of his social media handles. Be there, come live once in a while, because Riala has started doing that. I think it's going well for her, so he should also emulate it. What you say? Once in a blue moon, you come live like maybe once in a month on your social media
yes,
platform.
man, he hardly stays in this country.
Wherever he finds himself,
but I'm here. I stay here.
It's fun,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Rocky, why?
Then,
you
the song is even nice. I mean, I'm sure if he comes live 1 or 2, 3, these TikTokers, a few of them,
and it's easy to learn.
Yes.
Very easy to learn.
Yes.
I mean, I'm ready to do the live with you.
Okay.
box you.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so-
yes, yes.
And of course, it's going to make people to know, say, he's not just singing their reggae in Ghana and all that alone. He's got other things he can bring out. So,
Okay.
Yes.
General,
Halifax.
I mean, as if the man just repeated what we've been saying all those years. That we should go back to our roots. And then they went your support.
Oh, you see me a cake, me a kwakra. Just say, and she say me because our public are not misru because you're best me.
Men through.
wo-
I
wo-
said,
Socrates, wopa usuru.
so great, so great,
Yeah.
so great. Who in
Yeah.
your soldier picking?
Well, Rocky, I know Rocky way back, way back from Ghana Films. And yet TV3, Ghana Films. I'm not bad first now. Oh yeah,
My first album. From
yeah,
the
that was the
my
first
fir-
one.
yeah,
Oh,
my
okay.
first album. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now you're slim.
Yes. Let me beside no say I say where is Lakai? Because the body pa is Lakai so no free Cuba ba. Ono so you fresh with technology ne. Almost the first album and way back I've been monitoring the progress. Make us see nyame hyira no because our talent and our focus. There's difference between people who have talent but lack focus. But some have the talent and they also have focus. Who say, oh, who said this is the targeter or the sad discipline on the now I understand say you are a soldier picking.
Yes.
And that is correct. You know, me make say ni all kano me kai adani best. Manfio. Manfio ni me tie BBC years ago. And no year best African songs. It was 31st December bi. And Mafio was on top. Almost some other African songs, about 20 songs. No more Boba, number 20, number 19, number from their collection. Omo boy, number 1, unexpectedly, was Adani Best Mafio.
Ochemia Kemba,
And my friend Mr. Adani, oh la la, okay, BBC BK from their collection that year. Your song is the best. I say, oh, Nakai, or not Hansi Crow name. But look at that Mafio, friend saying
The style.
the style, and in your walking.
Yes.
That tells you, say, when you want to export what they don't have.
Yeah.
What do you say?
When you want to export,
Yes,
export what is not in the market.
Exactly.
You are trying to penetrate.
there is a story about this salesman or call Island, Bisuso Koton shoes. Odru Hono, no beer and ton shoe or Obi and shoe. I will cronies now, Obi and shoe. And of the boss said, boss, this is bad business because nobody is wearing shoes here.
Okay. And the boss no card
And the boss needs you omra. Then the next salesperson can see one also person kokoshe. It's strange. Odru Hono, and I say, boss, let's ship one full load of ship of your friend is saying
a container of shoes.
a container of shoes to this country because nobody is wearing shoes here.
So there will be market for it.
There is a market for it.
And there will be monopoly.
Exactly. Sometimes it depends on the psyche of the person who
The
is going.
mindsets.
Yes. Inti work export to ampacho ye nuanum a yepese ye international me pacho. Ye mfa wolomoni nieme ye hu omude bia, but their style is what is in demand. Inti one of the challenges so say we always want to shift the market instead of expanding the market.
Yes. Yes.
That is one of our challenges in the arts.
Yes.
We should expand the market instead of shifting the market. You will be surprised. Say, Wulomo any Niama Woking. Obi baka chiro say, Munyum wedi atwam. Munyai.
Yeah.
Na mo mebo mo friends say Afrobeat.
Yes.
But instead of say, ye be for mo free hand say, akọ other markets no mo amako conquer ho so no. Ye be mo masisa. Because fufura banti munyai ni amukita no. And that is our challenge. You know, kakra me de beka no. My brother, God bless you for sharing this death experience with our colleagues. If only they will listen.
Thank you. But the thing is that, I always say that you don't have to necessarily rehash what has been done. You see, you can take elements of it
Yes.
and put into, because the thing is that when you listen to, once there was a crack with Afrobeat, everybody is duplicating exactly the style. But when you look at Afrobeat, Afrobeat was a combination of high life music, modern azonto, and also sukus. The sukus guitar and sukus drum pattern, rim shot pattern was what the DJs took.
Okay.
So it's like 3 different African styles that were fused
It's a
together.
fusion.
So it's a fusion. So the thing that you have to know, that means that there's so many variants of a fusion you can do. You don't need to copy one that has worked.
Exactly.
You see, so we have to start taking, like, even, I have heard some amazing people in Ghana do great stuff, young, musicians. Sometimes they will do something that is so interesting, but because nobody responded to that, then they will go back to the whatever people are responding to. Be brave. Sometimes you the first time you innovate, nobody will pay attention. But now the whole world is looking for new sounds, and it's not, Afrobeat is only a passing fashion right now. Passing fashion. People should not quote me that passing fashion, that means that it's going to go away. I mean that it has its limelight right now, but people are going to look for more of Africa.
Just like reggae.
Just like reggae.
I listened to Bob Marley.
Yes.
And the Wailers. They are earlier, how do you call it?
Peter Tosh.
Peter
They were
Tosh,
even playing ska before that. And then when things changed, they played Roostrock. But then what they did was, the smartest thing was that, let me tell you one thing even about Bob Marley that people don't know. You see, when he was signed, the reason why Bob Marley got signed was that Jimmy Cliff was the top star of reggae music. Jimmy Cliff was on Island Records, the main Island act. Bob Marley at that time was a songwriter for Johnny Nash.
Johnny Nash.
So Bob Marley was just a song. You see even old things of Johnny Nash will be there. Bob Marley is like back in the playing guitar and writing songs for Johnny Nash. He signed a publishing deal with Johnny Nash's folks. So when the Wailers, they tried to go on a tour after they'd been promised like some record deal. They got to England, nothing was there. They were stranded. So they walked into Island Records, knocked on the door out of the cold and say, hey, we are stranded here. We want a record deal. But the thing was, at that time, Jimmy Cliff was leaving Island. So Island was like, oh, we need another person that all this promotional,
literally knocking on the door
at the right time. So they were in a time when they were looking for another Caribbean artist, because they had created the pathway through Jimmy Cliff for pushing the act. But then when he had Chris Blackwell had Bob Marley, even some of the things that he said, what he did was that he was like, oh, okay, you guys are from the Caribbean and that kind of stuff. Okay, I kind of like you guys, but take this money. He gave them a little money. I think, I don't know the exact amount, but he gave them a little money and it's like, okay, go and make a record. In his mind, he just gave them the money and he knew that he would not see them again. But because Bob Marley was a very hungry, determined guy, he's been working hard for everybody. He's a songwriter. He's been like the corner boy for so many of these artists. He went back with his people and put every penny into recording. So when they brought the record and Chris Blackwell held it, it's like, this sounds, I gave them a small amount of money, but this sounds like they put a lot of money into this record. But it was because of his determination. He wanted to impress, and Chris Blackwell, some of the things that he did was that he took that, brought other players, blues, guitarists, all of style that was not part of the Wailers sound, and added all of those into the masters and created a sound that was a combination of their traditional sound and all the sounds that he knew that were going to be able to cut into the rock market. So he was very instrumental also in forging that sound. And then when the Island put it out, everybody was like, whoa. And then because Bob Marley was also, he was marketable. He had a message. He was mixed. He was black and white. So the white kids liked him and the black kids liked him. So, and then they marketed them like a rock band instead of a reggae band. So that was kind of so it's, all I'm saying is that when the opportunity comes, right now it's shining on Africa. So that does not mean that you have to copy the first thing that everybody is. Show them that the power is in your hand. The ball is in your court. So if you are going to dribble and shoot, or you are going to shoot 3 points from your thing, or you are going to pass to somebody and shoot, nobody knows what your strategy is. So let's create our own sonic strategy. By sonic strategy, I mean that we should have opportunities to discuss with our young innovators, producers, writers, and all of that. Like, what is the Ghanaian sound? What is the modern Ghanaian sound? Modern Ghanaian sound, you can't lose high life. High life is there, but how do we also take high life and modernize it in a way that we can expand it without losing the core of it, and also without abandoning the foundation of it? So then you innovate, because Osha high life music from the big band era, when you had like all the E.T. Mensah time, they were doing big band high life. And then you had a guitar band stuff. The guitar band stuff too also and then Burger High Life. They were all high life music, but they were different dimensions and innovations of it. So when you listen to, like, let's say Pat Thomas, I was listening to Pat Thomas old stuff, and then also Chasamoa, like even the Burger High Chasamoa, I was like, wow, I mean, these were like such innovative, amazing songwriters. Why are we not bringing these guys into like forums and talking to these guys? And I know that they're all around. So when you say Adolfo, J.A. Adolfo is around. The Black Chinese. I mean, his sound was incredible. The guitar band, Pabubu, all of this stuff. So we have all of this wealth, and we are just waiting for somebody 20 years from now say, if we don't remember this, Obroni Biba Bejina Hanu say. No, the same sound, No, I can't say, we're inventing new sound.
Okay.
And probably not actually.
Paul Simon, African Ghanaian highlight.
Yeah.
My person title. I name it Bode Bia or Mikemo, but he did not say.
No, but what he did was that he just took palm wine highlight.
Yes. Halifax, yes, start here.
I mean, questions, no. Never be bria send the questions. I can't be 10 minutes or so. Now, I mean, me questions, because, I mean, but I really wanted to talk about this ambassadorial for goodwill, global peace. I mean, but let me satisfy my listeners first.
Okay.
He's special. I bought a CD from Eddie's Salon in the 90s in Washington, D.C., and I still treasure it. Glad he's evolved to the pinnacle. Ask him about CD sales, hard copy sales versus online streaming. Another person also says that I'll get this message. Definitely get it. He sent it from the United Kingdom. And, okay, I have it now. Hi, Halifax. Please ask him about the spiritual aspect too. Is he a traditionalist? From Eric Gussie in the United Kingdom.
Yes, I am a traditionalist. Yes.
Traditionalist?
Yes, I'm a traditionalist. You see, the thing is that we always like to ask people their religion. What is your religion? Almost like religion is some brand that if you put yourself, God will choose you for that. The thing is, if you're a good man and you have even the best brand, you are still a bad man.
Say it again. If you're a good man.
Yeah.
You see everybody say who? And I said say it again.
That means you are defining the fundamental nature of who you are based upon a brand. So we can't sectionalize ourselves into say, I belong to this religion, I belong to that, I belong to that. Once you take that all away and you start connecting with human beings, you can find good people from bad people without their religious connotations. So we can't judge each other based upon we can only judge based upon who we are. And if we lose sight of who we are as an African, so our traditions, I mean, imagine say thousands of years, if our grandfathers were wrong, how did we survive all from the time that God created? And when God was created, our grandfathers was some of the post-colonial labels that we had. They didn't exist at that time. So all I'm saying is that be happy in whatever religion you are. Whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a Christian, whether you are a traditionalist, but don't judge and think that because you have found your faith in one side, that means you can impose your faith on others.
You want us to put aside our prejudices.
That's all I'm saying.
And accept people for who they are. If it's a
Accept
bad man, it's a bad man.
It's a bad
If
man.
it's a good man, it's
It's
a
a
good
good
man.
man.
If
Be
he's
he-
Halifax, he's Halifax.
He's Halifax. So it doesn't matter how much garb he was and how much holier than thou voice he has. You know?
Yeah, so-
And they say, "Thou shalt not mention the name of the Lord in vain." You know, and you know, if you
Okay.
utilize God's name to also for your own personal
exploit.
ego
Yeah,
to satisfy that too, then you have. I think that humility, believing in yourself, love thy neighbor as thyself, respect thy father and thy mother. That's what Christ said when they asked him, "What are the two greatest commandments?" You know, love thy neighbor as thyself and love your father and mother. You know,
Okay.
so that's the crystallization of even the whole commandments. So if you are living according to those tenets, it doesn't matter what label you are actually walking within the divinity of God and treating people without prejudice. And I believe that when you do that, and who say we are there being traditionalist, we are Christian, we are Muslim, you are a
Okay.
child, you are a true child of God.
A lot of questions. Let's go through. Asking about hard copy CD sales versus streaming. I mean, people say
Hard copy
nobody.
CV sales don't exist really much anymore. I'm
Much.
saying much anymore. Because most people have computers, they have phones, and when music comes, they want to rather listen than own hard copies. But what is happening right now in most places like America is vinyl.
Okay, vinyl.
Vinyl, yes.
Wait, is it a vinyl?
Yes.
We're going back to vinyl.
Yes. It's like vinyl sales have increased everywhere around the world.
Where
So
do they get the the gadgets to play the vinyl?
it's around. Like there's companies making them. So in America, right now, most artists, when they release their record, when they're streaming, they make limited edition vinyl.
I should go and look for my
And then they
father's
charge a
machine.
premium
It's
for
just
it.
this somewhere.
So that premium, when they travel, even during their concerts and during their listen, a lot of the fans want something tangible. So you can make a limited run of CDs,
Some vinyls.
vinyl, and then also, shirts and others. That's something too that we have not developed a lot here. It's in terms of
Market expansion.
market expansion
Okay, we get it.
of who you are, which is a whole lot
Rocky,
of
we have
a whole
less
nother
than
world.
less than 9 minutes. Too many questions. Next time we hear has been nominated for the Grammys, what should we do to support him?
I think that the thing is, everybody's asking next time because there's so many people who've had just one and they are, because nominations are usually, when you have it, you don't know when it's going to happen because it's not like people are sitting and waiting for you, everything that you put out just to vote for you. Your works have to be, imagine 2016, I had another record that did not get a nomination, although I felt that it was a stronger record. And then this other, EP that was released actually got a nomination. So it's very hard to say that.
Rocky,
okay,
you are just being modest. If God helps you, you work so hard and you get it one day, how can we support? That is a person's question.
it's like this. The songs that are in this album. When I was nominated, a lot of people don't even know. So if you hear I'm nominated, why don't you go and look at why I'm nominated? The album.
Okay. So you mean, because, you have so many people who love you.
Yes.
Others may not, let me put it bluntly, they may not love you per se.
Yes.
But because you are Ghanaian and they can relate with you, once we hear it's been nominated, what should we do?
You know what they can
then
do?
we are
What
running
they-
around.
That's
We don't
what I'm
know.
saying, that you go the album, you listen to the album, you share the album, you start sending it to people. Hey, listen to this. This is Ghanaian music. It's been nominated. It's all a matter of spreading the word. The thing is, as you listen to this sound, the more popular this sound get, it doesn't make me popular per se. It makes our sound popular.
I get you.
You
It's
see,
for
it
all
makes-
of us.
It's for all of us.
You are just an
Because
ambassador.
I'm just an ambassador, and I'm telling you that I was inspired by Willome. I was telling you that even the first one, I was inspired by Nyumkro. First of all, I listened to a lot of Nyumkro from Ashanti region, all of that stuff, because the call and response style for me is one of the most amazing vocal style. So I'll take the style of Nyumkro, then I'll switch it into English, but use the same call and response palette, and then you integrate that into Palm Wine High Life, and you have a new sound.
Okay, so Rocky, in answering your question, he says, look, stream the songs, share the links. The more the songs become popular, we are helping ourselves. If it becomes popular and globally accepted, more of us will want to do this.
So
The next
everybody who's
time-
listening should go and look for this album, Voice of Boom Boom, today.
Today.
Yeah, today.
And you're saying we can
Yes,
get it?
Audio Mac, Apple Music, everywhere. Go and listen to these songs. And after you finish listening, please share it, post it. Let's spread.
You share for
Ghana.
free.
No, you can share. Yeah,
You
you
share
can
the
it.
link.
You share the link.
Just a link.
Yeah, because it's streaming in teachers.
So once you share the links,
Yeah, we'll
then
share.
they
We'll
follow
share
it up.
link. It's then you share the sound. And the thing is that let's keep, as we say, a taste of Ghana. That's actually a taste of Ghana right now. Sound. Socrates say, Socrates, we say a taste now.
It is Nagasa. Because this year you are also performing.
Of course, I'm
Okay.
Ghanaian. I'm gonna be there. Yes.
Yanko
I'm gonna.
have a lot of questions about his ambassadorial deals. Yes, he's the United Nations ambassador for Cooking Alliance and
No,
How
United Nations Goodwill
Goodwill
Ambassador
Ambassador
for
for-
Environment for Africa. And then I'm also Global Ambassador for the Clean Cooking Alliance. I'm also what's it called? Global Ambassador for Born Free USA. I also serve on the Leadership Council for Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights.
Oh, wow.
So there's all of these aspects too that I do, because I also believe that when you're a musician and God has given you a voice, you have the opportunity to also transform that voice to impact development. And not only within your environment or your community, but also globally. So, and I feel that also my education, having the opportunity to also focus on education. I always tell every musician, say, just educate yourself. It's not really a book. Only say, educate yourself. Life.
And therefore, it's so easy to interview somebody who understands media work. He seems to be summing up himself. So let me just leave him to sum up and give his final. That's it. There we go. I mean, it would be upon high and at you.
Well, all I want to say is that we are blessed with an amazing country. We are blessed with resources. And as a UN Goodwill Ambassador for Environment for Africa, I have always tried to have good stories to tell, especially when it comes to our environment. So we are cutting every tree, we are polluting sources of water, galamsey everywhere, and all of these things. These are stuff too that will compromise our ability to have a solid foundation for future generations. So I'm not here pointing hands at anybody. I'm pointing hands at myself as a Ghanaian. Because if I don't point hands at myself, then that means that I am totally reneging my role as a citizen and a patriot of this country. It behoves on all of us to be vigilant about these things. Speak up when you see these things going, because it's your future too. And then if you go and you see trash on the side, you don't sit down and say, oh, the government will come and clean the trash. It's in your environment. If it's dirty, you are going to get sick. You do it. Civic responsibility, individuals, clean your own gutters, plant trees everywhere it is. When you see somebody cutting a tree and all of that kind of stuff, if you're a tree cutter yourself, advise your own self. So, this is something that we all need to know, that it will take collectively all of us. We've been given a gift of a great country, and it is only left to us to be less worthy of that gift. And I don't think that Ghanaians are that. And we have to lead Africa. So if we're going to lead Africa, that means all of these things, we have to take leadership in it. Green Ghana, all of us, and let's make this country, as they say, our national anthem, both to be defend forever the cost of freedom.
My name is Halifax Addo. That is Rocky that winning the legend himself. And if I don't ask those questions, I'll fall sick. There is 12 piece of film news I start. I need to switch over. By the way, he keeps singing, warao, odo warao. Rocky, who is that wara?
Wara and
Who is your wara?
My wara is my wife, my daughter, my mother.
Why is your wife Rocky?
Hey, who be some questions I ain't count ewo. What do you mean to? Just say I don't want more hold me now.
I know him.
So Rocky, the social media handles are Rocky Dawuni.
Yes, Rocky Dawuni. You know, that's my social. You know, you just Google social media, both Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all of that is Rocky Dawuni one word. So go support. Let's support all Ghanaian artists. Why? Any music if you Ghana be yen support yen because in the long run, you say division now what artists way against man. Sometimes no, and my young people are very impressionable. You know, all of a sudden we have a culture of division. So that culture of division has shown up in our music, in our politics, in our social situation, all of that. And we need a unified country for us to be bold enough to lead the rest of Africa into the future. NT, forward Ghana. God
Thanks
bless
so
us.
much. God bless you for coming, sir. I'm honored to have interviewed you.
Thank you very much for having me too.
And the ever adorable, ever beautiful JJ, her first time as a panel
Oh, and
member.
I also want to thank the amazing people here. Socrates is he's been a little, he hasn't talked much, but I was just like, hey, other in Socrates we wanted to enjoy you.
Oh no.
But you know, he's an amazing person that has also worked diligently in the media. And, you know, I feel that all of us, you know, this whole media environment, I also want to thank my
JJ.
Yes, my amazing co-panel person here. You know, it will take all of us, you know, to make this country strong. Thank you.
Therefore, if I leave Rocky, we're not going to end the show today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Although there are a lot of stations, you decided to do this with us. I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. God bless you for that. My name is Halifax Addo. The show was sponsored by Vodafone. Today, amazingly, DJ Bosco is my only producer here. Obia is not around. Pablo is not around. Bosco booked the artist and made sure he gets seated and everything. God bless you, DJ Bosco. Music director has been DJ Toxic. I'm you know Munjipayo. Nenso Mujache. I don't Mujipayo. I'll see they be on Jipayo. As if for me call Peace 104.3 for the midday news. Macramo.
Na Coalition for Concerned Teachers Association so edia to just say who wa ban sa akola ba kunya wutua ma yen answer de watua sabe wo osunu mua e na ade ama anwumayefo kola yi mu asetere mu abrabo na ye ne mabo ahwiri kwaso ne ade ntini kola ne kora no asadada no sa de aban si ka ho asem bebre answer de ade na eye ade bia sun bia ma nti aban nya kasa bebrebe wo ho no